In Malaysia, especially, they have this food called Quay, and it's like sticky rice with this green jelly-like substance on top of it. Quay actually is kind of a word more like for snack or for like a group of foods, but this is called pandan quay, and pandan is a plant. It's just a green plant that they use to flavor things. So this pandan quay is green with rice underneath. It's super delicious. It's a great snack. It costs like 40 cents, and I mean it's just super super good. Aside from that, my favorite food is definitely the Indian food, easily. Although Chinese style has like this thing called dim sum, and it's like a breakfast thing, I guess. And they all go out in the morning and they eat like chicken dumplings, and they eat. There's these amazing little buns called liu sa pao, and they're like golden buns with egg yolk custard in it. Delicious.
My favorite food was definitely roti. Like roti is, they do it a little bit differently in Malaysia. They make it a little differently than the Indian roti, which is where roti comes from, I think. But I could eat roti forever because it's light and fluffy. It's almost like pita bread and a croissant mixed together. It's super super light and fluffy, and it breaks apart really easily. And the curry that you dip it in is always really good. You can dip it in condensed milk. Like they add all these things to it. It's just like a really really good, I guess, delicacy.
I'd say probably my favorite food would have to be either like chicken rice or laksa. So chicken rice is just, it's rice with like kind of like a special kind of sauce within it, and then they put chicken on it. You can have it like roasted or steamed. Steamed is pretty nasty, but I'd always get roasted. And then laksa is this kind of spicy noodle soup kind of thing. And so you like eat the noodles, and there's like vegetables sometimes in it and some meat. And then you drink, like if you're like a true champion, you drink the like soup part, which is really good.
One of my favorite foods, absolutely all-time favorite, was this thing called Roti Chennai, and it's just like it's an Indian flatbread. It's not naan, but it's an Indian flatbread, and they give it to you with curry, kind of as a dipping sauce. The curry is always amazing, or if you want something a little sweeter, then they'll give you condensed milk. You can ask for condensed milk and they'll give it to you, and it's like dessert in Malaysia, which they actually don't have a lot of, is sweet and desserts, and so super good.
Oh my gosh, there is so much. Singapore is a plethora of foods. Some of the greatest shops that you can just go from MRT stop to MRT stop. That's the transport system. But man, the Singaporeans, they love snow crab. So their chili snow crab, or it's just a chili crab, I think is what they call it. It's absolutely fantastic. As far as Malaysia goes, the curry, the chicken. If you can find an Indian joint that will hook you up with some roti and some of their cooking, they have some of the best food. Roti Chennai with sweetened condensed milk. They just call it susu, which is milk in Malay. That stuff is unbelievable. You ever go to Cebu? They have something called the fruit bowl there. Auntie will give it to you. That's an inside look at Cebu if you ever serve there. But that's just basically ice with milk and then a bunch of different fruits. It's super good.
Because it's a tropical mission, it's also like a fruit heaven. Dragon fruit, mangosteen is one of my favorites. Mangoes, rambutan. They call longans. They're like grapes with a shell, kind of. All sorts of fruits. Durian, you just gotta try them all. Jackfruit, super, super good.
I love nasi goreng pattaya. It's just like fried rice with egg on top. Roti canai is super popular, super tasty, and super cheap. Nasi biryani ayam. Just go to any like Indian Malay shop and it's like yellow butter rice with chicken, really good curry. That's super tasty.
Okay, Singapore and Malaysia both have phenomenal food. A mix of several different places. You can have Chinese food, you can have Malay food, you can have Indian food. One of my personal favorites was tandoori chicken. It's Indian, it's like this chicken that they cook inside of a clay oven, and it's kind of red on the outside because of seasonings and stuff, and then you squish lime over it, lime juice, and it's really, really good, along with cheese naan, which is kind of like a thick, fluffy tortilla, almost like pita, with cheese on the inside that they cook inside this fire oven as well. Sorry, clay oven as well.
My favorite foods on my mission were definitely just all the curry in the world. Every curry that you can imagine. Red, green, yellow, blue, like I don't know. The curry's really good. And you can get it at like any corner market, or the members will always make chicken curry for you and just put it over rice, and whew. Curry can either be the best thing of your day if it doesn't wreck your stomach, or the worst thing of your day if it does, but man is it tasty. I think another one of my favorite foods is called ayam penyet, and it's just like this big chicken leg, and ooh, it is so good. They put like this sambal, which is just chilies and anchovies like mashed up into the sauce. It is just one of God's masterpieces. A tender mercy on a hard, hot day can be some good ayam penyet.